got your introductory question. Usually it's some form of tell me about yourself. They can say literally tell me about yourself, or they can phrase it in many different ways. Walk me through your resume is an example. It's the same question. You do the same thing. You do an introduction. So make sure that you know the answer to that. It's very dangerous to speak off the top of your head and go into unscripted territory. You end up giving away things that you don't realize might be a red flag for them. So it's very important to rehearse this stuff. Make sure that you have an answer to also, they're going to ask you some form of the question, why should we hire you? They might say, why should I hire you? They might say, what are your strengths? This is an open floor for you to give them reasons to hire you. And basically you answer with what you have, what you've done, what you know, your skills, your capabilities, your education, your experience. However, what you got to understand is that recruiters are looking for very specific things, and the things that they're looking for, a lot of them are in the job posting under requirements where they've said, we're looking for someone who has this, and this. So as much as you possibly can in a job interview, make sure that you're telling them that you have these things so that they know. If they say, why should we hire you? You say, well, I have this, and this. And those coincidentally happen to be the 3 top things that they said they were looking for. You consider that your strength. If they say, are there any questions for us? Do you have any questions for us at the end of the interview? Don't say no. Always have questions. There are many examples of good questions. You could say, could you describe a typical day for someone in this role? You could say, have you seen anything in other candidates that you haven't yet seen in me that I could perhaps speak to? You can say, what's the biggest challenge ahead for someone in this role? What will be the biggest challenge for someone in this role? What is the biggest challenge that's coming up for this industry or for this company? You could ask about that. What do you expect the person that you hire, what do you expect them to accomplish in the first 30, 60, 90 days? Where do you expect them to be at those milestones? These are all great questions. And then the last question you should ask when leaving any interview, not even a job interview, but just any interview, is where do we go from here? Right? So will they tell you if you've moved on to the next round? Is there another round of interviews, or should I call to check up in a week, or where do we go from here? That's usually the last thing you say before shaking everyone's hands or bumping everyone's elbow or doing a chest bump or however you end a job interview typically. In your industry, that's usually the last thing you say. There are some more exotic questions. Like if you go to a job interview and somebody says, what's your spirit animal or something? What animal best represents you? I did a video on that. If I had to pick one video from my channel, that's like my favorite video. I think it was my most shining moment and I made a video that turned out well. It's that video. So go check out that video. What animal are you? It's just a stupid question, but some people still ask things like that. So if ever they do, you'll be prepared. I think that pretty much covers the basic stuff. Those are the basic questions.